In this episode, we look at a PEP science quiz. Circle the correct response for items 1 to 5. Carrie fried an egg for breakfast. What term can be used to describe the change that was observed? A. Reversible. B. Irreversible. C. Temporary. And based on a previous video we did, we know that would be an irreversible change. We could not get the egg back to the way it was before being fried. Number 2, which is an example of a reversible change? Rusting, burning, freezing. And for this, we would want to go with freezing. So we have water, and we can get it into its solid state, ice, by freezing. And then when it melts, it goes back to the liquid state. And nothing has changed except for the state. So in one form, it's solid, and in another form, it's liquid. But when something rusts, something new is produced. And when we burn, something new is produced in terms of ash, and we can never get back that which was burnt. Number 3, which word is used to best describe the result of mixing vinegar with bicarbonate of soda? Reversible, irreversible, temporary. And we did a video showing this particular investigation as well. And we know that we get something new. We could not get back the vinegar. So again, this would be irreversible. Number 4, what section of the bone are nerves and blood vessels found? Is it the surface layer, the second layer, or the third layer? And we would want to go with the surface layer. Number 5, look at table 1 and indicate by circling A or B if each result supports or does not support the statement. Irreversible change is a chemical change that cannot be reversed. Now let's go with the table. So here we have table 1, change, support, not support. Freezing, this does not support the statement. Okay, because it is not a chemical change, it's simply a change of state. Burning supports that because we cannot get back that which we have burned. So we burn a piece of paper, we're going to get ash. Things have changed chemically and they cannot be reversed. What about dissolving? Support or not support? And for that, we are going to go with not support. Rusting shows support for the statement because rusting is as a result of a chemical change. Use figure 1 to answer test item 6. So here we have this diagram. We have the bones of the pelvis. We have this socket. We have the ball. We have the femur. And on this we have smooth cartilage. Now, explain why the femur and not the knee joint is fitted into the pelvis. Now, this has to do with the fact that this joint operates differently from your knee joint. Your knee joint is a hinge joint, while this joint here is a ball and socket. So a hinge joint only allows for movement on one particular plane, and in that case it's back and forth, and this allows for a greater range of movement. Number 7, what happens to the transparent albumin when an egg is heated? So when we are frying an egg or we boil an egg, that transparent albumin now becomes what? White. Okay, Number 8, what happens to a piece of iron when water vapor settles on it? A piece of iron that is allowed to have water vapor settling on it will eventually rust. Number 9, explain what happens to the substance and the state of water during a reversible change. So the water does not change, but the state that the water is in will change. So it will change from what? From a liquid to a solid. And if we melt the ice, then the ice, the frozen water, will go back to its liquid state. So the water will not change, only the state of matter will change. Number 10. The following activities are carried out by 4 groups of grade 6 students: freezing limeade, melting butter, stretching an elastic band, and mixing vinegar and bicarbonate of soda. Complete the activities on table 2. So here we have table 2. We have vinegar and bicarbonate of soda. When we mix those materials, yes, a new material is formed. Carbon dioxide will be formed, and that's an example of an irreversible change. Elastic band, no new material or substance is formed, and that's an example of a reversible change. Butter, no new material is formed, and that's an example of a reversible change. Limeade, again, would be a reversible change. We can have things evaporate to get the sugar from the water. All right, so that's table 2. Number 11, explain the function of the gall bladder. Now the gall bladder will produce bile, and bile is a substance needed to emulsify fat in your small intestines. So it allows the enzymes to be able to work on fatty food better. Number 12, explain the term digestive system. Now let's pay attention to system. A system would be a group of organs working together, and digestion has to do with breaking down complex food substances into simpler food substances so that it can be absorbed by the body. So the digestive system then could be described as a set of organs that help to change complex food into simple foods that can be absorbed by the body. Number 13, it says explain the importance of the digestive system. And this goes without saying. Without food, then no organ, no system of the body would be able to function. So we need to get those nutrients from our foods in order to live, and the digestive system is that system of the body that will convert it from its complex state to its simple state so that it can be absorbed into the bloodstream and then moved around the body to give the body nourishment. Number 14, explain the difference between mechanical and chemical digestion. Now, mechanical digestion has to do with physically breaking the food into smaller particles. For example, when you chew, so you have a nice piece of dumpling and then you chew on that to make it smaller, because your body cannot just absorb the whole dumpling like that, right? So we have to physically make it smaller. You don't see anybody walking around and you can see on their hand the dumpling stretching through the veins trying to move along. That doesn't work. It would never work like that. So you have to physically break it down. Then mechanical digestion also takes place in the stomach, where you have churning. So after you chew, the walls of the stomach will press that food and rub that food until it gets down into a liquid state. Now, chemical digestion now is the application of what? Enzymes to the food to break it down from one state to another. So for example, in your mouth, when you eat something that is starchy, your saliva has an enzyme in there that will break down starches, begin to break down starches in your mouth. So that's salivary amylase that will help to break that down. The gastric juices of the stomach will begin to break down food chemically in the stomach. So when food now leaves the stomach and goes into the small intestine. There it will be mixed now with a host of digestive enzymes. We have maltase and trypsin, and those are going to break down the different substances that we have eaten into a suitable form that can be readily absorbed by the body. So let's now look at our answers. Number 1 should be B, that's okay. Number 2 should be C, yes, that's all right. Let's see. Number 3 should be B. Let's go 3B. This is irreversible. Yes, we said that something new would be created. Let's go. Number 4 should be A. Number 4, A, yes, the surface. Let's look at the table for number 5. Freezing. Okay, freezing. B does not support. Burning supports. Dissolving does not support, and rusting supports. The statement irreversible change is a chemical change that cannot be reversed. All right, number 6, this was with the ball and socket joint, and we were supposed to explain what was happening. When attached to a socket of the pelvis, the round head of the femur provides for movement in 3 directions. As I said, a greater range of movement. On the other hand, the head of the tibia does not have a round upper part to fit into the socket of the pelvis. Okay, so that's good. Number 7, the albumin becomes white. Yes. Number 8, we said that it would rust. Number 9, here what happens to the substance and the state of water during a reversible change. The liquid state of water changes, but the substance does not change. And number 10, we have this table here with our vinegar, baking soda, elastic band. Let's go back here. So our vinegar, irreversible change, or elastic band, that would be reversible change. Let's go. Or butter, again reversible change, and or limeade, reversible change. All right. Number 11. Number 11 should be about the gall bladder. All right, let's see what they say. It stores bile produced in the liver and releases the bile in the small intestine. And I would go further to say that it helps to emulsify or break fat into smaller parts so that it will be ready to be digested. Number 12, explain the term digestive system. Let's see what they have to say. The digestive system is important for the nutrient to be easily absorbed into the bloodstream and travel to all the organs and cells of the body. All right, and then number 14 was talking about the difference between mechanical and chemical digestion. All right, so mechanical is the physical breakdown of large chunks of food using the teeth and tongue to chew the chunks into a bolus, right? On the other hand, chemical digestion is the secretion of enzymes to further break down food into smaller molecules which the body can separate and use. In this episode, we did a PEP science quiz. Now I'm going to ask you to go over this quiz as many times as you need. Plus, look in the description below for other videos that are linked to the topics that you see here, so you can go back and watch those videos to help you with any questions that may have been challenging to you at this time. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you in the next episode.